Madam Speaker, the Oxford Dictionary defines a fool as a person who acts unwisely or imprudently. It is ironic that this Prime Minister chose April Fool's Day to increase his carbon tax by a whopping 23%, increasing the misery that many Canadian families face. This tax is not a joke, Madam Speaker. After 8 years of this Prime Minister, and now his plan to quadruple the carbon tax, he's just not worth the cost. Will this NDP-Liberal government cancel their April foolish carbon tax increase?
Honourable Ministre.
Honourable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, unlike the Conservatives who deny that climate change exists and who want to take money away from Canadians, what we are doing with the rebate is putting money back in their pockets. That's $1,100 to Ontario families, $1,800 to Alberta families, $1,200 for Manitoba families, and the list goes on, Mr. Speaker. And I'd just like to ask the opposition, does it make common sense to deny climate change and to cut benefits for Canadian families, including the carbon rebate?
Hear, hear.
Before I go to the next question, I just want to remind the member that he's not to ask something indirectly, say something indirectly. Yes, I mean that the previous question was bordered on indirectly what he could say, can't say directly. So I just want to caution him on that. The honour member for Calgary Confederation.
That's just bloody foolish, Madam Speaker. She just doesn't understand.
Okay. Okay. As long. Perfect. Okay. On the minister's response. Okay. The honourable member for Calgary Confederation.
On the minister's response, that was just bloody foolish, Madam Speaker. She doesn't understand that if you tax the farmer that grows the food and you tax the trucker who ships the food, then you tax the people who buy the food. Already, a typical family of four will have to pay $700 more in groceries in 2024 compared to last year, and the carbon tax makes up a quarter of their home heating bills. This NDP Liberal government isn't fooling anyone anymore with their April Fool's Day tax hike. Can't we all agree that now is not the time for higher taxes? Axe the bloody tax.
Yeah.
The Honourable Minister for Climate Change.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And I would like to remind...
Order. I'm sure that the honourable members want to hear the answer. The Honourable Ministre.
The Honourable Minister.
Speaker, I would like to remind the colleague opposite that in the Ag Committee last week, one of Canada's foremost expert on food policy, Sylvain Charlebois from Dalhousie University, said, and I quote, Madam Speaker, we don't see the evidence of that, talking about the impact of carbon pricing on food in Canada. And actually, they invited him to speak at the Ag Committees, Madam Speaker, so I think we have it here. The Bank of Canada has said that pricing pollution is not having a material impact on inflation in Canada. It's less than 0.5%. We know that